Have you ever felt just caught, like you're in this whirlwind of thoughts, maybe emotions, and you're just yearning for some kind of quiet center? Or maybe you've had that gut feeling, that something deeper inside you holds the key to more clarity, maybe more calm, if only you knew how to get to it. Well, today we're doing a deep dive into exactly that, connecting with yourself. We're exploring this profound journey of self-awareness for deeper well-being and ultimately inner peace. And this isn't just about feeling better for a moment. It's really about cultivating a stable, engaged mental state that can genuinely transform your life. We've looked at a lot for this one. Pulled insights from, well, everywhere, ancient philosophy like Stoicism, Buddhism, right alongside modern psychology, practical guides. Our mission here is simple. Extract the most potent insights we found to help you navigate your inner world and find that lasting peace. Okay, so let's unpack this. Self-awareness, we hear that term a lot, but what did our sources reveal about maybe the less obvious parts, the bits we might be missing?
Yeah, that's a great place to start because I think you're right. It's often underestimated. I mean, at its core, it is simple. The ability to recognize and really understand your own emotions, your thought patterns, your behaviors. But it's not just one thing. Our sources really highlight two crucial types that are easy to kind of gloss over. First, there's what they call internal awareness. This is about understanding how your moods actually fuel your thoughts and actions. It's that sensitivity to shifts in your emotional state and genuinely understanding why you act a certain way. Like realizing that sudden flash of irritation isn't random.
Oh, interesting. So it might be linked to something deeper.
Exactly. Maybe tied to some, an acknowledged unease or an unmet expectation you weren't even consciously thinking about. Then there's external awareness. This is all about understanding how other people see you, how you come across. It means paying attention to your behavior, your communication style, and crucially, how that lands, how it impacts your relationships.
Right. So I might think I'm just being efficient.
But others might perceive it as abrupt or even dismissive, yeah. And here's the kicker, the part that surprised me in some readings. Self-awareness isn't some fixed thing you have or don't have. It's a skill, something you actively build through intentional, consistent practice over time.
That distinction, internal and external, that feels really key. So thinking about our mental health, why is this so fundamental? What's the real, maybe unexpected power here?
Oh, it's absolutely transformative. I think the true power isn't just better decisions, though that happens. It's more like it gives you an internal GPS for your emotional world. You learn to spot the tricky turns, maybe the ditches before you end up in them. It can turn potential breakdowns into, well, breakthroughs you didn't expect. It hits your mental health profoundly because it helps you understand your triggers. You start seeing what sets off those negative reactions. And more importantly, it gives you the power to identify and actually stop harmful thought loops. And get a handle on emotional impulses before they just take over.
So it's about regaining control, in a sense.
Precisely. And the practical benefits, they go way beyond what most people might think. You get much better decision-making because your choices start aligning with your actual values, your deeper goals. Your relationships improve because you understand yourself better and how you communicate. That builds real connection. And a big one, often overlooked, is stress reduction. Just by recognizing the early signs of stress emotionally, psychologically, you gain this power to mitigate its impact before it snowballs.
Can you give an example? Like, how would this play out?
Sure. Think about someone struggling with, say, perfectionism. Self-awareness helps them notice that relentless inner critic. To identify those crazy high standards they're setting, it lets them consciously choose to replace that unhealthy thinking with something more realistic, more compassionate towards themselves. Or for anxiety, self-awareness helps you notice it building, pinpoint what might be prompting it, and then react with healthier coping tools instead of just getting swept away in that automatic, overwhelming feeling. It's incredibly empowering, actually.
Okay, that's incredibly compelling. But I think for a lot of us listening, myself included, the big question is, right, I get it. But how do I actually start doing this? Especially when life feels, well, chaotic. What are some tangible first steps our sources suggested for cultivating this deeper connection?
Yeah, that's where the rubber meets the road, isn't it? The good news is there are lots of accessible ways in. One really powerful tool is journaling. Think of it like opening a direct line, a communication channel to your inner self. You can literally just start by writing down questions you have, then just allow responses to flow onto the page. Don't overthink it. This practice helps you learn to tell the difference between the voice of your ego, which usually comes from fear, limitation, self-interest, and the voice of your higher self, your deeper wisdom.
Yeah.
That voice resonates with expansiveness, love.
And it helps spot patterns too, right?
Absolutely. It's brilliant for tracking those repeating thoughts or triggers in your behavior over time.
Yeah.
You see it right there on the page. Another very direct gateway is mindfulness meditation. The core idea is just being present, right here, right now, accepting things without judgment. It's about stepping back from all that mental clutter, that noise, to find a clearer space in your mind.
Is there like a simple way to start? It can sound intimidating.
Definitely. A great practical example is the 1-minute exercise. Seriously, just 1 minute. Find a quiet spot, maybe set a timer. Focus all your attention on your breath. In, out. Thoughts will come up, sounds, feelings. Just observe them. Maybe give them a quick label. Oh, sad feeling or anxious thought, and then just let them float away. Don't grab onto them. This practice helps you start to identify as the observer, the witness, Right.
Right.
rather than someone who is those disturbing thoughts or feelings. It really can shift your perspective, even in just 60 seconds.
That sounds genuinely grounding. Just for a minute, what else? What other pathways help build this connection?
Well, just getting out into nature can be incredibly powerful. Spending time outdoors helps align you with sort of the Earth's rhythms. It fosters this grounded, calm state that's really conducive to higher awareness. Similarly, mindful listening. This could be calming music or just the sounds of nature, birds, wind, water. It elevates your state of mind and can make you more receptive to insights from your deeper self.
So it's about tuning in different ways.
Exactly. And another way is actively asking introspective questions. Make it a habit. Ask yourself things like, what would my wisest self do right now? Or what insight does my deeper self have on this challenge? It's like you're actively inviting that deeper wisdom into your day-to-day decisions.
And paying attention to the body, you mentioned that connection earlier.
Yes, body awareness is huge. Pay attention to physical sensations. That tension in your shoulders when stressed. The racing heart when anxious. These are direct signals from your body about your emotional state. Real-time feedback. And for that external piece we talked about, actively seeking feedback from people you trust, friends, family, maybe colleagues, can give you invaluable insights into how you're perceived. It's not always easy to hear, but it's useful.
That takes courage.
It does. And of course, if you need more structured support, therapy provides a dedicated space to work through thoughts and feelings with a professional, really helping you build that emotional understanding. All these practices, done consistently, they really do build that self-awareness muscle over time.
Okay, so we're building self-awareness through these practices. Where does inner peace fit into all this? Is it just about feeling good, or is it something deeper, more stable maybe?
That's a great question. Inner peace, as these sources describe it, isn't just fleeting happiness. It's defined as a calm, balanced mental state. A disposition, even. Think of that metaphor. The calm, quiet, clear lake. Now, things still happen on a lake, right? Clouds pass over, birds land, storms might blow through.
Sure, life happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the depths of the lake remain clear, gentle, grounded, no matter what's happening on the surface. Inner peace is like that. It's clarity through the events, not a life totally free of challenges. And this state, this inner peace, it seems to have 3 core dimensions according to what we read. First is acceptance of loss. This means really getting deep down the impermanent nature of everything. Life circumstances, possessions, even relationships change. It's about meeting unwelcome experiences with complete acceptance. It's tough.
That sounds incredibly difficult in practice.
It is. But listen to Spinoza on this. He said something like, sadness over some good which has perished is lessened as soon as the man who has lost it realizes that this good could not in any way have been kept. It's realizing that fighting reality, trying to hold on to sand, that's the source of suffering.
Wow. Okay. That idea of acceptance, it resonates. And it makes me think, how does this relate to our modern world? All the desires, the stuff we chase.
Perfect connection. That leads right into the second dimension, the transcendence of hedonism and materialism, and the world constantly shouting, buy more, get this, then you'll be happy.
Yeah.
The radical insight here is that true peace often comes from letting go of that relentless chase for temporary highs and material things.
So it's countercultural, really.
Totally. This active detachment, it builds lasting serenity. It's like an antidote to our consumer culture that promises happiness through buying things. It's about finding fulfillment inside, not relying on the external. And the third dimension is inner balance and calmness. This is often described as an engaged balance, meaning you actively participate in life, you don't withdraw. But you do it without falling into those automatic reactions of fear or avoidance. It's about maintaining equanimity, that steady composure, even when difficult emotions bubble up. You can feel angry or sad, sure, but you observe the feeling without getting totally swept away by it. You're not disturbed by it in the same way.
This is sounding a lot like Stoicism. Is there a strong link there?
Oh, absolutely. You nailed it. The principles of inner peace line up incredibly well with Stoic philosophy. A huge one is the dichotomy of control. This is foundational Stoicism. Focus only on what you can actually control: your mind, your reactions, your judgments, your impulses, desires, and clearly recognize what you cannot control: external events, other people's opinions, your possessions, your reputation.
It sounds simple, but it's hard to do.
It takes constant practice. Think about that story of Zeno, the
Hmm.
merchant, whose ship sank, losing everything. Instead of despair, he focused on his reaction. He sought wisdom from it. And bam! Stoicism was basically born from that moment of resilience. He refused to let external disaster dictate his internal state.
That's powerful. What else from Stoicism fits?
I know, there's memento mori. Remember, you must die. Which sounds morbid, right? But it's not. It's actually about living more fully. It's realizing time is precious, being grateful, asking yourself, if today was it, would I have regrets, put too much off? If the answer is yes, that's a powerful nudge to act now on what truly matters. Stop procrastinating on your life.
And what about achievement? We're so driven by external success.
Right? And Stoicism pushes back on that with internal worth over external gains. They teach that our happiness should depend on our inner character, our virtue, not on what we achieve or possess. Imagine that diligent employee who doesn't get the promotion. If they judge themselves by their effort, the quality of their work, things they control, they can maintain peace of mind. The promotion itself, that's external, ultimately uncontrollable in that moment. For Stoics, inner peace isn't the goal itself, funnily enough. It's a byproduct of living virtuously, cultivating justice, truth, self-control, courage. Peace follows that effort.
It really is fascinating how this quest for inner peace pops up everywhere, isn't it?
It truly is a cultural universal. So many names for it across traditions. Aristotle called it good temper. The Greeks had apatheia, that freedom from disturbance. Buddhists talk about upekkha, equanimity. In Judaism, Menashat hanafish, peace of mind. Christianity speaks of the peace of God. Different words, different paths, but pointing towards the same profound state.
Okay, so beyond inner peace, our sources also talk about connecting with a higher self. Now, what exactly is that? It sounds a bit abstract, maybe. And why is it important for our well-being?
It can definitely sound abstract at first, but think of the higher self as basically the most enlightened, the wisest version of you. It's often described as being free from the ego's usual limitations, the fears, the biases. It's aligned with deeper truths, embodying wisdom and peace. It's not like some separate ghost floating around. It's a part of you operating at a higher level of consciousness, your own inner spiritual guide, if you like.
Okay, so why connect with it? What's the benefit?
The why is huge. Connecting lets you access guidance that isn't clouded by all the noise in the material world, your personal fears, what other people think. You're tapping into an internal wellspring of, well, wisdom and maybe even love. This leads to real clarity in your decisions. It helps you live more authentically, aligned with who you really are deep down, and ultimately fulfill your unique potential. Life starts to feel more meaningful, more directed, calmer.
And the practices we talked about earlier link into this.
Exactly. Things like meditation, journaling, spending time in nature, asking those introspective questions. These are all practical tools for strengthening that connection. They quiet the ego's chatter so you can hear that wiser voice more clearly. It's often surprising what comes through when you create the space for it.
That sounds truly transformative,
Yeah.
but I have to imagine it's not always easy, right? What are some common hurdles people run into when they try to connect with this higher self? Quieting all that daily noise must be tough.
You're absolutely right. It's definitely a journey, and yeah, there are challenges. One of the biggest is learning to distinguish between the ego and the higher self. The ego's voice is often loud, fear-based, focused on limitation or self-interest. The higher self's guidance feels different, calmer, more expansive, rooted in wisdom, love, truth. Learning to tell them apart takes practice, real discernment.
I can see that being tricky. What else?
Just maintaining regular practice. Life gets busy. Committing to consistent meditation or journaling or whatever practice resonates. When you have work, family, endless distractions, it's a real challenge. Patience is another big one. This connection deepens over time. It's usually not like flipping a switch. Progress can feel slow sometimes, and that requires persistence, sticking with it even when you don't see dramatic results immediately.
And doubts must creep in.
Oh, definitely. Overcoming doubts is key. Am I really connecting or am I just making this up? Those kinds of thoughts are totally normal. But if you let them take over, they can really stall your progress. You have to learn to acknowledge them and keep going. And related to that is just plain consistency, building and keeping that routine, especially when the results aren't always obvious or immediate. That takes real dedication and maybe a little faith in the process itself, even when the path isn't perfectly clear.
So we've covered a lot of ground, from really understanding self-awareness, digging into ancient wisdom for inner peace, and then exploring this idea of connecting with your higher self. It really does feel like a continuous journey, not some final destination you arrive at.
That sums it up perfectly. And the core lessons, I think, are so vital. Self-awareness, that's your foundation. It's the tool for navigating your inner world, making conscious choices, improving pretty much everything. Inner peace is something you cultivate, a stable way of being, defined by accepting impermanence, letting go of the endless chase for external validation, and maintaining that engaged balance inside. And by consistently using practices like mindfulness, like journaling, you really can deepen that connection to your wisest self. That fosters authentic living, real clarity.
So what does this all mean for us, for you listening? Here's maybe a final thought to carry with you. Many wisdom traditions suggest something really interesting, that cultivating our own inner peace isn't just for us. It actually frees us up somehow, liberates us to genuinely help others, to contribute to a more harmonious world. Maybe our individual peace isn't selfish at all, but actually a crucial step towards more peaceful collective. Something to think about. So we really encourage you. Pick just one thing we talked about today. Maybe it's that 1 minute of mindful breathing, or asking yourself one simple question in a journal tonight. Just try one thing and see how it shifts your perspective, even just a little bit, this week. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring your inner world.